Good morning and sliding afternoon. Judy Allen here with Adventurous Stampin in San Antonio, Texas. And we're still doing the trucking along. This is the last one we'll be doing because the month of August will be over. And we move on to September, right? So today it's all about creating a 3x3 card, but we're going to make it a fun fold card, all right? And we're going to do the other two cards as we usually do too, but we're going to start off with our fun fold card. It may seem the most challenging of the three. It may be, but we're going to do it first, all right? So let's go down the hands and let's get started, right? Yes. So here are all the things we've already created, just to show you the variety of stuff that we've created, and I still like this little bitty truck for the baby shower. So let me go ahead and get this out of the way. Get all these cards we've already made out of the way. So you can see we make the 3x3s as well as the regular cards, and that hasn't changed. We've created our own DSP this month, and we've already sent some of the cards out. So the thing is, some of you might not see. You may say, well, I remember seeing this. You did. I just already sent some cards out, right? Because it's all about creating, sharing, and giving. So let's give it the first card. So that's what you're going to miss some of them, right? Because they're not here. All right, so the first one here, I was going to show you how to do a reverse stamping, but I'm going to save that to another time. You can reverse stamps, and I was going to use it, but I accidentally punched part of it out. But I'll show you that next week on doing the reverse stamping. It's a pretty cool technique, and it's easy to do. And you can do it, as far as I know, with almost any stamp. Okay, so this is a 3x3, and here's our fun fold. This is 3x9, and this is just scored at 3 6 inches, and it's going to fun fold like this. It may look like a Z fold to you or whatever, but it's just a fun fold here that we're going to do at 3 inches. I've already stamped this and I already punched this because I've already showed you several times during the month already how we did that, and so we're still going to do that. So I just want to do that in advance today. Now what I'm going to do right now is these are going to be 3 panels that I'm going to be using when we make the card, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp them with some images. I'm trying to find the stamp I want right here. I'm just going to stamp some grass, okay? And we're going to come back and color it, and then we'll put the panels on. So right now it's just creating the images of the panels. And I'm going to we can put some trees in here, and we can color them as well too. Alright, so let's at least get our grass going with our black ink, and we'll do some coloring. So when you color, you can do 2 choices, right? I brought the pencils today because I haven't been using the pencils very much. No reason particular, I just haven't. And I'm just going to stamp the grass, and I just sort of connect it right there, right? It looks like it's connected. And go off right there. And then I'm just going to keep across. So I'm just going to eyeball it, so it looks like it's coming across here, about the same area. And we're just going to do the same thing across here. So you can do it any way you want. Alright? So that's basically how I've got the look going right now. And then I'm just going to do this one here. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Now again, it's up to you how much you want to do the grass and how high or low. I just got this one sort of transition. Actually, this has more grass than I have in my yard. Okay, so I'll clean that in a moment. And then we're just going to color, alright? And then let's go ahead and I'm going to color this, and then we're going to get the tree in here, alright? So let me get this up here, the ink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with a color. I'm going to start off with a darker green. And I'm just going to come right across what I just stamped, alright? So I'm just basically giving a darker color versus black to this right here. And that's all I'm going to do right now. We're going to use a blender pen to come over this and give it the water. So these are watercolor pencils, alright? So when we go and use the pen and everything else, it's going to give it that watercolor look, and you'll see it in just a minute. And I can do this first and then come back and do the rest of the green. So you can do it like as much as or as little as you want. Okay, so when I take the blender pen, so this is actually a blender pen. There's 2 different terminologies. So this one's actually what we call a blender pen, which we can come back and color over this. And this is actually called Stampin' Blends. And I have a tendency to intertwine the 2. They do similar things, right? It's the same thing, except this one's going to take the pencils, and I can come and see that's going to just make that go spread out a little bit. That's what this does. You have to be careful because it will pick up color, right? But you can see I'm just breaking across this. I'm not really doing much of anything. But it's going to, because it's got moisture in it, it's going to give it the watercolor look, right? So it'd be the same as I was using the actual Stampin' Blends. So it's more, to me, it resembles that of a marker type thing, except it's water-based, right? Okay, so I did that. So now I'm just going to sit there and do the same thing with this color here. So I'm just going to take this Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just sort of going to color through here. So this is going to be a lighter green, right? And I never worry about it because it's going to do the same thing. I'm just sort of going to do it around. You'll see in a minute when I use the blending pen how it's just going to make that all work together. Okay? So, yeah, if you hadn't checked out the photos or anything else, Las Vegas was fun. But you always got to come home, right? You can't stay forever. Fun doesn't last forever. So we're back home. Be sharing some more things with my team and you guys as well, too. Just lots of fun. I noticed I didn't post the sunglasses we got. We got sunglasses. So we'll post that. So some things coming up just for you to know. We're going to do Halloween mystery box. And it'll be in the newsletter that'll be going out today or tomorrow. So if you're not subscribing to the newsletter, just click on the link to subscribe so you can get one. And then we also got some making cards for kids in the hospital. So you don't have to be here locally to do it. We are going to have a local event on September the 9th. And then again in October for the Thanksgiving and Christmas ones. So even if you're not here locally, you can still participate. The thing is just contact me. I'll give you the instructions. And I just need the whatever you decide to make by October the 9th, so we can mail it all in a package. Looking for a blank one that I didn't use yet. So we can mail it in a package to the place, just so they can get them out to the children. So yeah, so we sit there and do them and make a bunch of cards. Like I said, last year we sat up there and did about 400 cards. I have to go back and count. I want to say it was a little over 400 cards. Which that is way cool, right? It's just way cool to make a difference in somebody's day. Especially a child's day when you know they're in the hospital. You know, I've had children in the hospital before. I have friends that have had children in the hospital for extended stays, right? And I'm not talking about do we just do it just for a visit. We did for people that were extended stays. And, you know, they appreciate it. Even the kids appreciate it because the fact is that somebody's sending them something. But they know you're not. So, feel free to please join in and do it with us. We'd like that. Now with this here, I'm actually going to color just a little bit here. So, you know what, you don't have to color the whole thing, and I'm going to show you. I'm just going to hit the highlights here of the images that are stamped. Because I want to show you how it's easy to just get all the color you need. And you can always add more color, right? So with the blender pen, we can just easily take it up like this and bring up some color. See here, I don't even have to color it in. It just, wherever you highlight it, I just sort of go around a little bit brush-like, and this is what you're going to get. Just a nice watercolor look, right? What do you think of that? See, that's just nice and easy, just because I sat there and actually just outlined the black there. This one here, I'm just going to come down. Lots of times I'll just come down the middle. And I just come in and do the same thing. Then I've got a completed tree, right? Now if you want it darker, then just go back, right? And just do it again. And just put, so it all depends on how much pressure you put on it and everything else. If I wanted that to be super dark, and I'll show you. See, if I wanted this to be darker, I just color it darker and heavier, right? Now, so if you look at that side versus this side, you can see it's a little bit darker. So it's just whatever pressure you put on that pencil that's going to make that darker for you. Okay? Alright, so on this one here, this is going to go on the front panel. And I'm going to stamp up here, every day is a fresh start. Because every day is a fresh start, right? Every day is a fresh start. And I'm going to actually stamp this. Trying to see what else I want to stamp here. I'm going to stamp this in blue. Yes, I do. I just sit there and put more than one on a block at a time, just so I have it ready and available. Alright, let's see where we're going to put this, because I got to have room for my truck, right? But my truck I can put up anywhere I want. So I'm just going to put this right here in the corner right there. You can see how that's going to fit. And then we're going to put this together and do some stamping on it. And we got our card ready, right? Now technically, if we wanted to, we could stamp a sentiment on every single... Oh gosh, well, okay. Worked out just fine. I was going to say, oh gosh, I just stamped it without meaning to. Well, that worked out nice. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to get our truck on here. Most place actually better if I put this on first. Alright, let's go ahead and get this on first with some adhesive. And then we'll get the truck on, because the truck's going to be up on 3D. Let's see here. So the silicone mat that I use to sit up here and help me with my tape sometimes, especially I've got the need for speed and that will align them. So it's the same thing that we'll use to sit up there and to create a reverse image. Alright, so we have this right here, and then I'm just going to put this on dimensionals, okay? So I did pre-stamp this, like I said, we've done this in previous weeks. I showed you, for me, it is easier to stamp the solid part of the truck first and then do the outline. So for me, you'd have to see what works best for you. It's easier for me if I do this blue first and then come and stamp this black over the wheels and all, and give the outline. For whatever reason, that's what works best for me. So do whatever works best for you, but that's what works best for me. So I'm just going to put this right here. And I'm not doing the road with this today. I'm just doing the nice little grass here. So a fresh start. Every day is a fresh start, right? And on here, we're just going to put this out in the panel. Now, this one I'm going to stamp Sending You Some Sunshine. And this one I'm going to just leave for an image. So we'll get this here so we can do Sending You Some Sunny Thoughts. Feels like sunshine, right? I'm sending you some sunny thoughts. Let me find one. Yeah, I can take the truck off of here. Sending somebody some sunny thoughts. We all could use sunny thoughts on different days. Alright, so let's see if that's going to work on there. By the hair of my chinny chin chin. Okay, so just let you know, this will work. So it seems really long, and it is. Okay? Let me get this out of the way a second so you can see it. So this is very long, but it will fit. This is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and it will fit right here, right across it. So basically then what we have as we put this down is we're just going to come. It says fresh start every day, sending you sunny thoughts. And we could put a sentiment on the last page, but I wasn't going to I was going to save that to write a message. So I have someone in mind. So this is just a nice, easy, fun fold, and we'll put some bling on it. And there's other things you can do with this, right? We're not limited to do. I'm going to do a 3x3 because the fact is we haven't done some fun folds by the 3x3, and I thought you'd like it for my special peeps out there that like 3x3 cards. So really, right, everything you do on a regular size card, you can pretty much size down to a 3x3 card, right? You might have to make some modifications. Other than that, there's no reason why you can't. Okay? So here's our 3x3 card. Now the beauty of this is, not only is it a 3x3 card, but you could do other things with it, right? So, let me get some bling on here. Put bling on here. Some nice sunshiny yellow bling. I think I just lost it. Literally lost it. Okay, so we'll just get some on here. And I got a teeny tiny one I'm going to put right there. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to keep on going. I'm going to put one right here. And I'm going to put one right here. Because there's nothing that says that I can't, right? So you're only limited by whatever you want to do. It's your creation. You do whatever you want to do. So here's the 3x3. And when I fold it up, it's going to go like this. So could I put this on a regular standard card? I'm glad you asked that. Because the truth of the matter is you could, right? So there's a regular standard card. So if I wanted to, I could actually put this right on back. And we could open it like right there, right? So there's options. You have options. It's all about having options. In any of the 3x3s I've done, you could sit there and do that, right? Rather easily. Okay, let's move on to the second card. But what do you think? What do you think? Okay. Let's move to card number 2. Okay, card number 2 is a Christmas card. So I've been mixing some Christmas in with the others. So this one I actually pre-did, okay? I pre-stamped it just like I did the other one, just for the sake of saving time since I've done it each week. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this on dimensionals. This is embossed, and if you want to know what it was embossed with, it was embossed with the Basics 3D embossing folder. So actually this is more like a, looks like almost like a crisscross pattern, if you can see that. See that? Just gives it the texture, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put this up on dimensionals. And yes, I got some, this is all, what you're seeing here is the bling over here, the embellishments, is from the new mini catalog that's coming out September 6th. And the ribbon I'm going to be using, same thing, it's coming out September 6th. If you don't have a catalog and you want a catalog, let me know. And I'll be more than happy to send you one. But yes, it's all coming soon. It's hard to believe that this week starts September, but it does. Alright, so we're going to put this right here. Alright, so this here, I'm going to stamp it. And this one we're going to stamp with, it's the festive season. So I'm going to replace it with this one over here that I just did. I'm going to clean this one off, put this one away too. So yes, somebody asked me the other day, how did I do these and the amount of time I do them in? Well, think about it. Everything I've done today is I've prepared it in advance, right? Especially since I've already showed you before how we stamped it and how to do it. I don't need to show that again, right? So that's what I do. I just don't show that again. And I shorten the steps. So we're going to stamp this with blue. Yes, I did everything blue today. Everything's in blue. Everything is in blue. Because for me, I don't like chew, but I do blue at Christmas time. We have one room that's blue. And the Christmas tree, you know, the Christmas tree alters from year to year, right? Depending. Okay, wishing you a festive Christmas. We're going to put some sparkle in here too. So it just depends, right? What you like and what you want. Okay, so I'm just going to put this right here. I'm going to put it on dimensionals. Because, right, that's the key to it all. Dimensionals is what gives everything the depth and height. That makes it all look different. It makes it look really special. Okay, so I am going to do it right here. And I'm going to leave a little bit of room. I think I'll put one down at the bottom. I want to leave a little room in case I want to tuck some stuff in there. I have that flexibility. So that's what we're going to do. Put it right here. And then I'm going to put this right up here. So when you do this, see how I've got the depth there? So I'm just going to put adhesive at the bottom here. And that way I can put some stuff on top. I'm just doing it at the bottom. Put it right here. That way I can do, I got a couple of other things I want to add here. So I have the tree here that I want to add, and I also have this rail. So the tree I've already cut, and I'm just going to color it. And I went ahead and brought the Stampin' Blend to make it a little bit faster for me. And let's see, it's going to be very similar in color, right? Might be a little, oh, that's not going to work. Let me get the green in here, and let's just do green. It's okay. Feels like a Monday, and it's really Wednesday, hump day, right? You guys gotta forgive me because I came home lacking sleep, then got to where I wasn't feeling well, so I'm feeling better today. Had too much fun, right? Had too much fun. So here we go. We're just going to color this here. Okay. I should have tried that. Yeah, okay. So you can see, I always do that because you can see there's some leftover color. Alright, and this one we're just going to tuck behind it. Okay? Right there. And I can put that up with a dimensional, because that's up on a dimensional there. So I'm just going to put a dimensional right here. And it'll work. Because the fact is, and see how nicely that fits around the truck? That's just the way it's designed to do. There wasn't anything special I did. Alright, so here is a railing that goes with this as well. Now this one will have to fussy cut, right? But I'm just going to do like I did the tree. I'm going to go ahead and color this first. Then I'm going to fussy cut it. And I'm going to do the same thing so that I have a little bit of a tail here to help tuck it in. I get through fussy cutting it. And we'll put it on there. And then all we got left is bling and some ribbon. So if you're out there, you can help me decide on the way to do the ribbon. I think I'm going to know how to do it. Hello, Debbie Bertner. Whoop, whoop. How are you doing, lady? Are you guys getting rain or anything? Okay, so this railing is just going to go right here. See how this is going to go right there? The tree is going to be in the back. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some adhesive now on the front of this. So not on the back, but on the front. So that when I tuck this in here, oh, a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day here. We actually got some rain yesterday. It came in, it rained, and it moved on. But hey, everything out in the yard, love the fact that it finally got some rain with some good nitrogen in it. Alright, so this is what we've gotten so far. So the only thing left that we're going to do is add some ribbon. And some bling. So it's not the same shade of blue, right? But it's okay. It'll be okay. So I'm just going to cut this and we're going to tuck it behind here. Alright? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just strip it off. This is new ribbon. And I want you to see how it glimmers. Oh yeah. Very nice. Very, very nice. I like bling that glimmers. So we're just going to use glue dots to put this on. And then we'll add some of these right over here. Some of our embellishments right here. Nice and sparkly looking. So yes, I'm just going to come back here and I'm going to tuck it right here. And I'm just going to mash it down like, oh, I got it upside down. Do I have it upside down? I do have it upside down. Ah! The glue dot's still there. Okay. I'm going to mash it down there. Hopefully that sticks. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to just come across here. So it just gives it some additional color, right? So we are still in the 90s though. I would tell you, just because we got some rain did not mean that our temperature dropped. So I don't know what your temperatures are like, but ours are still going to be warm. Not as warm. We're going to be like 99 degrees or 100 degrees instead. Oh, that stuck to me instead. And so, yeah, okay. That had, so yeah. I look forward to visiting with everybody on Thursday. So many things to share. So many things to share. Okay, let's see here. Try this again. We'll have to trim this a little bit, right? Because I don't really want to go a whole lot in there. I just need a little bit, right? So I got all this extra here. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it off. Would have been easier most probably if I did it to begin with. I just pulled that one off. Okay. When all else fails, hold on just a second. I pulled off my own sticky stuff. 72. Oh my gosh. Well, I look forward to when we do have 70-degree weather. Okay. If all else fails, like I should have done this first, but that's okay. Don't sweat the small stuff. To me, that's just small stuff. Just gave me an opportunity to pull out my liquid glue. I'm going to put this down. I'll let it dry, and then I'll trim this off. How about that? And that'll solve that, and I won't have to worry about that. Okay, let's get some pretty bling on here, and then we can move on to the third card. Man, the thought of 72 degrees just makes me feel so much better. You can feel free to send that 72 degree weather here as much as you want. These are what I'm going to use. These are actually adhesive back glitter sequins. I have to tell you, you wouldn't even know they were sequins except for the fact that it says so. So I'm just going to put these on here. And we're just going to add some sparkle. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to add some sparkle. Just put that sparkle wherever you want to, between the ribbon and everything else. So you have big sparkle and we have little sparkles. So I'm going to put some little sparkles over here. And another little one over here. And there we go. So we're just going to trim this off. So, you know, this ribbon isn't going to fray. It's not the type of ribbon that frays. But definitely is glittery. And see, we're just going to trim it off. So actually, I'm sort of glad I didn't get that the first round. I did it this way because this is actually thicker ribbon. And so there you go. So there's our second card. Whoop, whoop. Yep, any day you can send me some of that weather. Let's look at the third and last card that we're going to do here. I'm looking, let me get it. Okay, so this next one isn't Christmas, but it's just a cheerful card. So I'm doing a combo here. This is going to be a combo of the first one and the second one. So when I say that, let me put some of this aside for the moment. Okay, so the first card, we did a fun fold, right? And then we did just a regular card for Christmas. So this one is, I'm actually taking a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is half of our card, right? And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to put nothing in the back. I'm just going to put this down with adhesive. And then I'm just going to take the 3 by 3 card, not the fun fold, but a 3 by 3 card, and slap it right in the middle. You'll see that how it works in just a second. And this is just a fun, easy way. We've done this many a times with larger cards and so forth and all. I'm going to put this on the inside. And I don't have to stamp a sentiment, right? But I might stamp a tree or something. I haven't decided yet. But you know, it's your card. You can do whatever you want. That's the beauty of making cards. It's your creation, your card. Now the nice thing is when you do a 3 by 3 like this, you can either do it where it flips up like this. You can do it where it flips open like this. Right? So you could do it either or. I'm going to do mine this way because I did the other card, a fun fold, the other way. So I'm going to do this way. And I'm just going to go ahead and put some adhesive and get this down where I have been known to put things on incorrectly after I've made it because I was busy talking. So if I get too carried away, I'm going to get it right here in the center. So you just line it up wherever you want to line up in the center, and there you go. Okay, so and I'm just going to use my bone folder. So if you think it sticks up too much, you want to just take your bone folder and go along that crease. Okay, so it doesn't pop up as much if that bothers you. Okay, so we have this right here. And I'm going to do very similar to what we did on the very first one. I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to stamp some grass. I'm going to move my clouds here a second and stamp some clouds too. But let me get some grass at least going. So it's going to be like the first one, except we just modified the way we did it, right? So let's see here. Okay, and then we'll go ahead, let me clean this off, and we'll go ahead and get a cloud or two there. Most probably just a cloud, because I most probably want to sit up there and put a sentiment. Right, I'm going to put a sentiment on here. And I can put a tree again on the inside. So I'm just going to put this over here to the side. So I leave room, right? So I leave room for the stamp sentiment. I'm just going to put this right here. I'm going to flip this over a second though. Nobody will see it except you if you're watching. And I'm just going to do that right there. Let's see. There we go. There we have a tree that I can color. And I put right a little sentiment. Okay, so now we're just down into the coloring mode and the assembly mode, right? So, here we go. We're going to go back to this here again. We're going to come here. And I'm just going to do just like we did a minute ago. I'm going to come and just do the images on the outside. I'm just sort of going to go around on the edges here of where it was stamped. So depending on how heavy you press the pencil, it's going to determine when you use the blending pen how dark this is going to be. But the nice thing with this is you can come back in and shade and do any other colors you want to. Okay, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and do the brown, get it out of the way. There you go. Now if I want that darker, the same thing. And then this I just come through and it's a blending pen, right? And it just takes a little bit off there. Sort of reminds me of coloring, like how you like to outline things and color on the inside. It's sort of the same thing. Okay, so that's what I got there. And then I'm going to come back over here and do the grass. I feel like I'm in a coloring exercise today. So that's okay. Some days I don't mind coloring. Other days I'm like, I can skip coloring today. But some days it's just nice to color, right? This is one of those days. And again, I'm not doing the whole thing. If you can see, I'm just sort of like doing a little bit here and there. So if you look, there's a lot of white space between that green. But when I get through with the blender pen, it's going to take care of all that. So you'll see it in just a second. And you know, it's easy to take that color and sort of blend it together, right? So actually I can take a little bit of that darker green. It's going to come down and it's going to mix with this green here. In just a minute I'll show you how that looks close up so you can see. So this is just an easy way to get those colors to come together. See how it looks now? And that's just because I used the blender pen. I used a little bit of coloring, but that was it. So this one I'm going to go ahead and put down with adhesive, and the truck and everything else I'll put up with dimensionals. So I do have the tree, and I do have the rail. I need to decide what. Okay, we'll go ahead and stamp the outside of this. I don't know if I want to stamp the outside of this. And for the moment, I'm reserving that right. Sit there and stamp that. I'm going to put this up on dimensionals, like this. I'm going to reserve the right to sit there and stamp a sentiment or not. I'm not sure at the moment. So Debbie, would you like us to send you some of our 90-degree weather, 99-degree weather? Let me trim that off just a little bit there. Okay, there we go. Alright, so we're going to put this right here. And see, this is just bright and sunshiny looking, right? So that's what we want. Since I'm going to focus on sunshine, I'm not going to put the tree in there. Originally, I was going to put the tree in there, but I'm not. So if I put the tree, you're going to think it's Christmas time. And I'm just really not focusing on Christmas with this one. I'm just focusing on a sunshiny day. Sending somebody some sunshine. So I'm going to color this, and then I'm just going to take the color left over. I'm just going to use it coming down this way. So you can see, really and truly, there's just a lot of color there, right? You can easily pick up color from there. And see, there's plenty of color for whatever you need to do. Isn't that funny? Some of us get like total heat wave and others don't. I don't know if you remember Eileen Smilby or not. She's up in Minnesota. She's actually, but I guess because they're having warmer weather right now this year, she's actually getting fruit. And she's up there by the up in Minnesota, not very far from the Canadian border, and she's like been getting crab apples and making jellies. And what else did she get? She had some plums and she was making jellies. So it's really very interesting, the different weather. Alright, so this one here, just like I did the other one, we're going to put the adhesive right here on the front. And I'll choose some glue this time. The only problem with glue is you're going to have to make sure to hold it a second, right? Because it doesn't like pick up right away. But either or, right? And I'm going to add ribbon to this one. So I'm just going to stick this right here. And, yep, give it a moment to start being adhesive, light and tacky there. There we go. So, I am going to add some ribbon. So let's add some ribbon here. I'm just going to add it up here to the top. It's just going to make a bow. Actually, is this the new ribbon? Let's see here. It is. This is the new ribbon. So I thought it was the black and white one. Just goes to show you where I'm at today. It's actually the vanilla. It's the black and vanilla checkered ribbon. So it is. It's just a shade. It looks a little bit shade different, right? Because it's vanilla instead of black and white. But it's still very pretty. And it worked perfectly on here because that's originally what I was looking for. So that's what happens when you leave out of town. You come back home, you try to find things, and it's like, well, where is everything? And actually, I'm going to put glue on this one, because I can. So I'm just going to put some glue right here, and we're going to set this down here. And I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to put this on here and let it dry a moment. Let it set there. And then we're just going to put some bling. I think I'll put it on there. You got to let it dry, though, right? Okay, let me see here. I usually put a block or something on top of it. Yeah, that's the only thing about waiting for things to... That's why I don't nearly use glue as much as I would if it wasn't for me having to wait for it to dry. Okay, see, I definitely am going to need to put something right here, right? So I am going to need to stamp it right there. So let's go ahead and we'll just stamp it. We're going to do every day is a fresh start. Every day is a fresh start, right? So when you go to bed at night, that's what you can always remember. Every day is a new day, a fresh start. Don't sweat the small stuff. Right, because so many things are small stuff. They make into mountains and they're really molehills. There we go. Just nice and cheery for somebody special. And I'm going to go ahead and this one, I'm going to use the yellow again like I did the very first one. And then we are done with our cards today for Keep It Simple or Step It Up. So really, our most stepped up card, everything is most probably going to be the very first one. Or is it in the fun fold? You can decide on that what you think is the whatever you want to call it there. Keep it simple or step it up. Because I think this is fairly simple. It's just taking your 3x3 card. And like I said, we've got the card base and we've got this right here with the card stock. So let's get all 3 cards we've made today. Now clean some of the mess, shove it out of the way. So here was one card we created. Here's the second card we created. And then here's the very first card we created. That was our trifold card. So none of these were really, I would say, that difficult. It just depends on what you feel is difficult or not. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's just easy to make cards so you can go ahead and give them to somebody. So main thing is what? Go out there, create, share, and give. Make a difference in someone's life, right? That's what it's all about. So with that, be blessed. Have a fantastic week. Hope you have some great weather this weekend because we're actually going to Comic-Con. Whoop, whoop. And mark your calendar that if you're locally here in San Antonio area, that we're making Halloween cards for kids in the hospital on Saturday, September the 9th. We have 2 shifts. You can come in and go as you want, 10 to 12 or 12 to 2. And then we'll be doing Thanksgiving and Christmas on October the 12th. All right, so it's a free event. All we're doing is getting you to come out and help us make some cards to send the kids in the hospital. All right? If you're online, feel free to sit there and make some cards for the kids in the hospital. If you'll get them to me by October the 9th, I'll get them in our package that we're sending them off to the nonprofit for the kids. All right, with that, be blessed. Look forward to seeing you next time. And if you need any information, we're out there on YouTube. And are also out there on Instagram. See you later. Bye.